So all three of us, me and Ryan and Jimmy too, we coach at Canberra MMA. So we've been coaching MMA and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and wrestling for it's probably about 5 years for me. 4 for Ryan, and we've been training 10 years each, and that's kind of obsessively competing a lot. So for myself, I've competed nationally and internationally in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, in wrestling. I'm a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
It's hard below, but I'm the same as John. I've competed internationally in Jiu-Jitsu. I was also a sponsored athlete in Thailand for the last little while. I only got back 3 weeks ago. I had a Thai fight over there, and the Thai man kicked me real hard and it hurt. But that was good for me because I have a very strong grappling base in MMA. All of my fights I've all finished by submission, so it was good to go over there and do some striking and also pick up some stuff that I can now show through Canberra MMA. Other than that, yeah, we're exactly the same, me and John. We love talking about this sport, and we're really intent on showing people that MMA is so much more than it first seems. You know what I mean? There are so many parts to this sport and so many avenues where you can train and do well that we really want to share that with people. So that's what we're going to do today. Hopefully with you guys.
Yeah. And kind of the brief Hamish gave us was that you guys are interested in MMA, you're fans of the sport, or maybe you've done some of it and you just want a bit of an intro of what it's about. So that's kind of my aim tonight, is to introduce all the different main components of MMA and give you a rundown of each. So we're not going to go scoping in really particularly about how to slip into an uppercut and all this fancy stuff. We're going to give you a really broad overview of the most important stuff to know. And that's where the most gains are anyway. The thing about MMA, think of it like a triathlon, it's sort of made up of different sports. So where in a triathlon you have running, swimming, things like that. In MMA, it tends to be, you've got striking, which can be kickboxing, boxing, Muay Thai, which is Thai kickboxing, karate. There's all sorts of striking sports people use. The second component is kind of the takedown game. So taking someone from a standing position down onto the ground. So that can be wrestling, it can be judo, it can be sambo. So a lot of other martial arts that you've probably heard of kind of slot into MMA as well. And the third sort of main component is the ground game, the submission game, which is sort of basically the gist of it is you're choking someone unconscious or breaking some part of their body. So that tends to be Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, judo, sambo as well. So each of these you can do them as individual sports. You can also do them under the umbrella of MMA and tie them all together. So MMA is the art of tying all these things together, making them work and making them flow beautifully. And when someone does it well, it's like poetry. They strike and then they shoot into a takedown, they put the person down, they threaten a submission on the neck, the person gets up and then they're back to striking again. It's really flowy, really beautiful. So what we'll do is we'll get you guys in there doing stuff today, but I'll also give you an intro to the ideas and stuff like that, but you'll actually be doing this stuff too. Safety is super important, so if there's anything you're not comfortable doing, that's totally fine. You don't have to do it, and we're not going to be making you do anything too intense. No one's going to get clocked in the head. We're not going to have mouth guards in or anything like that. We're going to be really focusing on the technique and getting a feel for it. We're not going to be bashing each other tonight. Is anyone disappointed by that? Did anyone have really teed up someone in mind?
Not this guy.
Not this guy. Maybe think about it. So if you're uncomfortable with anything, that's all good. You don't have to do. You'll get a whole variety of stuff you can do tonight. So if there's something that's not comfortable, if you've got an injury or something like that, that's all good. Just let us know. You don't have to do it. So we'll start with a bit of a warm-up, then we'll do a little bit of the stand-up game, so how to strike, how to punch effectively, and then we'll look at how to do takedowns, and then we'll have a look at the submission game on the ground and things like that. And all throughout, we'll kind of tie it back together. So here's the game. I have to touch Ryan on the knee. He's ready. Damn, he's ready. I got to touch him on the knee. He's got to try and touch me on the knee, right? And I'm trying to stop him. Right?
Kids fall over all the time.
Yeah? Try to fall over so you can sprawl your leg back, you can move it, you can move your body, you can block the hands, whatever you want. The name of the game is just touch them on the knee. And
either knee or a specific knee?
Either knee. Trick them. Make them think you're going for the left, you're going for the righty. Yeah, that's fighting, yeah. Ooh. So, I want to touch either of our own shoulders, right? But I don't want mine to get hard. There you go.
I do like the technique. As crazy as it looks, it works. Works way too well.
Cool. So, partner up, you touch the shoulders, you move around as much as you want. Careful not to whack it.
That's not chips, that's like this back
It's hard.
That's what it's about. Staying with your weight on top of your hips and always being able to move. You always have to be able to move. I call this getting caught in the mud. If all your weight's on one foot, can't move effectively. For me to move fast, I have to get my weight back here, then I can hustle. Right? So with our stance, whatever striking style you like, we just want to be able to move. Right? There's a bunch of different stances.
So what we're going to do now is like a really simple boxing combination. It's like a 1-2 hook. But what we want to get out of this, we want two people to be working here. And we want this to be MMA applicable. Like John was saying just before, we can get into this thing where I block like this, John punches me, and with boxing gloves, I can kind of make that happen, you know what I mean? Because they're big, crazy big surface area. But with MMA, they're going to be heaps smaller gloves. So instead of blocking so much like this, we're going to be looking at catching. So if John throws a jab, jab 1-2, I'm going to be catching like this. And you'll find we'll do this even when we're moving around. If I catch your jab, no. Because I want to be doing that. I don't want to be blocking with my head. Because if I just block like this and he punches me, boink. No good for me.
And this is gloves small. Like if you have them on your head and they hit the gloves, it still sucks.
Yeah, it still hurts. It's not going to be very good at all. So what we're going to do is one person's going to be throwing the jab, boom, like this, just to start with. We just want to jab. The other person's just going to be catching. Boom. Yeah. Boom. At a nice range. Boom. We're trying to push our left arm out by our elbow and push. If we start doing this, like our elbow comes out and we start throwing punches, not only is this bad technique because we're kind of already starting to loop our punches, humans aren't meant to see things like coming straight at them. So anytime that I flare my elbow, my partner, he sees that with his peripherals, he can see that my elbow's up and the punch is going to come towards his head. If I tuck my elbow in and I flick it out like this, it's much harder for him to see, and it becomes almost like an optical illusion. Like sometimes you get jabbed in there, oh, you can see that shit coming off. I just perfectly hit his punch behind his fist, okay? Which is what we want to do. So, with the jab, we're just going to flick it out, hands up nice and high, and then my friend catches. Everybody got that? Super easy.
Yeah, you feel free to come out in the open here. You don't have to start the match because I want you to feel like you can move around a little bit.
Like turn the thumbs inside your head? Yeah? So that when I jab you, you're going to meet me with that hand.
Let's hope so.
Ah, look at you go. Ready? Now you jab me. Oh, my jab.
So often, like if you're throwing, let's say you're throwing your oh, yes. So you run there, you run rather than not the bicycle, you can
Yeah, you don't have that power. You think you're going to catch it, but you
then go with it.
yeah, it works with it. Thank you.
the quickest point, instead of saying is, but A to B. You know, I want to go from my face to his face. I don't want to go from my face to my nipple, to his elbow, to his hand. You know, because in all that time, he's going. Okay, so this is our right hand, like John said, it's our power hand. So we want to have like good strength coming from that. The majority of the problems that I see with people that throw right hands is they go and they're like just shoulder throwing with their arms kind of thing. There's no twisting in here. What I try to think about whenever I throw a punch is the punch that I'm throwing is setting up my next punch. So what I try to do is when I throw the jab, I twist, bang, like this. So as you can already see, I'm half cocked here. And now as my hand withdraws, this hand comes all the way through. This hand always comes straight back to my face. Defending yourself at all times.
Where his backhand, if he throws that, bah, that one's the knockout punch a lot of the time. So sometimes I call the jab the rangefinder, where you're just feeling where they are, and then when you get them in the right spot, bah, take the right hand. Cool, but you want to show us the...
okay, so this is our right hand, like John said, it's our power hand, so we want to have like good strength coming from that. The majority of the problems that I see with people that throw right hands is they go and they're like just shoulder throwing with their arms kind of thing. There's no twisting in here. What I try to think about whenever I throw a punch is the punch that I'm throwing is setting up my next punch. So what I try to do is when I throw the jab, I twist, bang, like this. So as you can already see, I'm half cocked here. And now as my hand withdraws, this hand comes all the way through. This hand always comes straight back to my face. Defending yourself at all times. I can nearly get further with my right hand than I can with my jab. Okay? Everybody got that? So what we're going to do is, our jab, it's going to be real slow. You don't have to do it real hard. You don't have to be going whacking them. But we're just going to throw our jab, and then we're going to practice using it through on our right hand. And then we recoil, and we're in the same stance again. Jab, back. Jab, back. Everybody got it? Always try to bring your hands back to your face as well. A to B we go. We don't go A, B, C, D, like trying to punch people in the head. We go A, B, from my face to my face. Okay, everybody got it?
Here we go.
Up, go!
Yeah, bring it back. Yeah, that's nice.
See?
Yeah, storage full.
I know you can do it, block it.
I need to stop
Good goal, mate. Alright. I'm
I was just power through the whole body.
Most important punches in MMA is two nice straight punches. And honestly, like even though we're teaching MMA here, like a lot of this stuff, like I know a lot of people want to learn self-defense, but this stuff is perfect for that. Like if you know how to throw nice straight punches and move on your feet, then you're laughing. Alright? Yeah, a lot of people, their first instinct is throw big winging punches, which aren't as long. Like I can't reach as far with a big winging punch, I'm off balance. So if I'm finding someone who's just throwing long, nice, straight punches, I'm like, okay, boom, boom. Cool, so the next punch we're going to add is the hook. So we've got the jab, the cross, and the hook. So we've done boom, bar, and next we're going to do a hook, which is sort of, you're coming up and you're hooking around, right? So if you think about the different angles you're attacking, your straight punches, what you're looking for with straight punches are holes up the middle here, boom, right? If his hands are in the middle, he's blocking that. Yes, straight back. Very good. So the sharp punches, you can box before? No. And he's kind of wearing it on his shoulder and forearm. And what you'll notice with all this striking stuff we've shown so far is right in there really has to move his hands too far up in his head. As soon as you start doing that, then all they have to do is trip you right, to open you up. So if they're reaching to catch my punch or something, boom, yeah, boom, in the side zone. So with all our blocks, bing, 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 our hands are really close.
Every time that you go like
Experiment. Come back further, see if you can still hit. Nice.
My power hand is like counting you. It's low.
Like I could get it.
You big right hand, that's what you actually. You're straight back. Keep this free hand. You want to make sure it's here to protect you. Boom. On the right hand, we drop it before you drop it.
In fact that they're not just going to stand there and let you punch them while not punching back. You know, like you can almost be a bit psychic and know that any time I throw 2 punches at him, he's going to immediately punch back. It's very rare for people just to shell up and not do anything. Most of the time is they'll shell and start swinging back straight away. So we've got to be ready for that in a couple of ways. One is by always bringing our hands back so that if we throw, then he throws, at least I'm safe with my arms. The other thing we're going to add in now is called a slip. So a slip is another defensive move in striking. Boxers, they're always just moving their head a little bit. It seems silly, but you actually have to land pretty clean on someone to land a nice strike. Like it's really eye-opening the first time you box someone who's been boxing for a while, because you're just like, I remember the first time I did, and I was shocked. I was like, I can't hit his head. It's right there, but I can't hit it. Like, where is it? Like, this is ridiculous. It's so hard, like, because they're constantly moving, they're moving their head, they're moving out. So we're just going to do a really simple version of that, where we're going to throw 2 punches, move our head off the line, and then throw a counter punch. So I'm going to go 1, 2, and Ryan's going to throw back his lead hand. So I'm going to go 1, 2, he throws and slip off, and then throw the right. We'll just show the slip first, then we'll add the punch. I'm going to go boom, boom, back, boom. So I'm just taking my head, so I'm just sort of screwing this shoulder back. Lead. You gotta give him some kind of. You gotta move somehow.
Again, good.
Ready? 1, 2. Ready? Left before. Another unison.
Start doing a bit of hugging, which I know is what you guys are all holding out for today, right? I was really looking forward to the hugging part of this seminar. So you guys are up for it already. Yes. Actually, kind of not that far from what we're doing. So we were talking about ranges a lot and how I'm safe if I'm out here. There is another safe range when we're talking about striking, which is basically in here. Like if I'm here, we did it. Take care of yourself. So from here, it's actually pretty hard for Ryan to throw punches at me. So you see this in MMA a lot. It's called the clinch position. Yeah. So from here, it's kind of hard for him to hit me so hard. Yeah. Even if I leave my head unprotected, like he can do these little sort of rabbit punches, but he can't hit me. Bam. Yeah. Think about it like throwing a ball. If I can only move my hand to here, I can't throw the ball very far. So if I get in really close, he really can't wind up those punches so there are lots of guys in MMA who just specialise in this position. They don't even want to hang out punching. As soon as the fight starts, it's over here and they're just immediately coming in here. Right? Because you can do your sort of Randy Couture style, where he used to just get in here and do what's called dirty boxing, where you just make space and box and then smother them and wear them out. Yes. But if you're good at it, you just smother in, you make it hard for them to hit you. Right? So we're just going to look at breaching into this space. closing it in and staying a little bit safe from the punches. And then we're going to look at some offensive options to do from there. So we'll look at some takedowns. It's a good position to pick them up and take them down. So we're here, we're in our stance. Bunch of different ways to get into clinch position. The gist is I need to get through his punches without going through them, without wearing them on my face, right? So we're going to give you a really simple, pretty ugly version, but you've got to start somewhere. There are trickier versions, but for today, we're just going to be here, we're just going to shell up, covering, right? So we're just covering our head from strikes. If they hit, they're going to land close, and we're going to try and time it so that he doesn't quite. It helps a lot if you get one of your arms under theirs at least. Right? Because if I'm over the top, it's a lot harder to cling onto him. Yeah? He's got a better clinging position, he can push away. So what we're looking for is we're going to here, we're going to crash in, we're going to grab an arm in under here. We're just going to cup this one, grab it, cup here, and notice I've got this arm smothered. So really, he's not going to be doing any punching with this arm. He might with the other one. But his head's in the way of that. Right? My head's not out here waiting to get whacked. It's here over his shoulder. Right? So he really can't hit me too much. Cool, so we're going to practice getting into this position with our partner, and then we're just going to start moving around. Feel comfortable here, feel how our balance is. Oh, yes. Because later on, when you start to see the takedowns, guys will start to do trips from here, they'll start to do lifts, they'll start to do knee taps, they'll start to come around the back, they'll do all sorts of techniques to throw the person on the ground. But for now, we're going to look at covering that position, hugging them, and going from there. Any questions? No, so once again, we're going to be here in our stance. I'm going to shell up through it, underhook, overhook, clinch in here. That's all we want for that. Cool, any questions with this? No, we like that.
That's where you don't put your hands over the top.
Yeah, so sometimes you'll end up here. Well, something is still not easy for me to do from here. Right? I just want
If you get that close, then it's awesome.
Yes. Oh, one under and just one. So this one here is going to cover it. So my jiu-jitsu is a lot more focused on the submission, a lot more ground sliding, grappling on the ground. A lot bigger of the sparring function, so lessening your movement to your sparring. That's at least some of our
Okay, let's go.
So, I just sorry, whatever.
not really going so much. And man, from your face, bro.
Huh? All of that.
Yeah, see, that's what you want to be. Yeah, so if I'm in like this, if I sprint here like this,
See, just like you said, yeah. So here I can move. Come here like Johnson.
Because all the other guys actually go for the because that's what's going to strength. So I have to
go both over and no real control. I'll leave both under.
Make a video. Ready? I'll go you. Yeah. Jeez, yes.
Are you ready, Emily? We're not sparring anymore.
This is the love. This is the burn. Yeah, no.
And this has been proven time and time again in MMA because it's sort of the proving ground for martial arts. Every time we think, oh, this is the style to do it, it's a really square stance and throwing, then someone will come out with these side bloody kicks and all this sort of stuff, and they'll be doing things that is technically wrong, but they find a way to make it work. So I always have a little bit of faith that there's different body types and different ways to do things. So if you can make something work, it works. Just make sure you're not deluding yourself when you're actually making it work against someone who doesn't want you to do it. So we're going to add another takedown. We're going to add a takedown from here, which is where you put someone from standing to the ground. Why would you do that? Number one, looks cool. Number 2, the judges like it. Number 3, if you put them on the ground, then they have to fight off their back. You've got gravity on their side. They have to wear your weight. Every punch you throw, yes, is more powerful because you've got gravity behind it. So if you're on top, you're looking happy. And most people have absolutely no idea what to do when you're laying on their back. So if you can put them on their back, put them on the ground, then you're winning that fight all the time.
Also range of motion, yeah? Because they try to move from the ground, they can't load up.
They can't load the strikes yet. It takes a lot of the impact, a lot of the projectile out of it. And also, you almost get like a third limb. Throw them from here, you can trip them up over here, you can literally pick them up, throw them over your head. There's all sorts of stuff that that's not going to be so fun. So we're going to use some lighter ones. Not any less effective, but just a little bit lighter. So, we're going to do what's called a shuck fight. So we're here and we're in front of him and we're going to look to go behind. Anytime we can get behind someone, we're really happy because all these weapons, his knees, his hands, are pointing away from him. Right? So we're going to be here and poof, out the back. Keep an arm, have the hips, whatever. We're just looking to get behind him and keep control of the hips, otherwise they're just going to run away. So I'm here, I've clinched in. We're going to come underneath their own underhook here. So if you've got 2 underhooks or you've got 1, doesn't matter, you're going to pick one of the underhooks and you're going to whack this up with your shoulder, almost like you're bowling a cricket ball, and you're going to come around in under it. Looks simple, but does take a little bit of practice. So here, spin under here, come behind, grab here, and I'm going to kindly move them onto the mat. Right. Now we're going to show you 2 techniques, because not like I said, not every technique works in every position. Right? So if he's leaning forward a lot, it's not going to be easy for me to off balance him backwards. If he's standing up and leaning back into me a lot, it's not going to be easy for me to off balance him. Right? So the forwards off balance we're going to do is we're just going to suck our elbow down into his hip crease here. Boof. Alright, so we're going to suck it down and then drive his shoulder forward, make him put his hands on the ground. Now from here, we're just going to drive him forward, put him down on his knees and elbows. Right? And then we just stay here. This is a really good control position. We're just going to put a hand here, hand here. We can either just control him, make him wear our weight, or we can use this, boom, bar, as a striking position. Right? Because I've got a hand free. But all we're worried about now is just putting them on the ground. Because even if he gets up again, up he gets. Here we go again. And I'm doing it now. Right? He's spent a lot more energy than me. Khabib does this a lot. He just lets him get up and stacks him back down again. Lets him get up, stacks him back down again. The other one we're going to look at too, and this one, if you're a bit smaller, you might find it easier, is here. Again, I've shucked out the back, and now we're going to take him backwards. So I'm going to pull him this way, and I'm going to kick the back easy. Right, so I'm taking his weight here. How does he stop himself from falling here? Just a step here. Right, he's smart. If I try and off balance him backwards, that foot goes there. So I block the foot. Really simple. Looks too simple and work, but a lot of the best stuff is. So here, come around the back, push, take him down. Yeah, and just be really gentle on your partners. Like if you're not used to falling on things, it's not super fun. So as we put him down, whichever technique we're doing, we're kind of going to be nice. We're going to kind of carry him a little bit, right? You can be mean with it when you're actually doing it, but we're going to be nice on our partner.
Please demonstrate it.
Oh, it's alright.
A throw, which one? Like,
Just under the
Best was spectacular. Yeah.
over the back.
Whichever one you put it
What's
on.
one that looks... Oh, do you want...
Now hip us.
Here.
I love that.
I'll throw you if you want.
That is the next two.
Do it. I want to try that sometime.
I mean, the flashy stuff is fun. There's so many flashy ones. Often the really ugly, efficient stuff is the best, but still, yeah.
Flashy ones do look cool.
They do look cool. They do look cool. Cool? Alright. Want to see any other funky throws or want to?
Yeah, do another one.
Yeah?
Flying armbar.
I'll say...
Flying armbar.
One second. Whoa.
Alright, since you've got flying armbar,
I'll take it with you.
I was going to get slow motion.
so this is.
Are you ready for
This
this
is
as well?
a submission move you can do from standing. Submission where you break something.
So he collar ties me, I collar tie him. I'm then going to jump and I'm going to chuck my leg up here. As I chuck this leg up here, the other one rotates around and grabs hold of his neck. What happens is my body falls, which extends his arm, which means that I break his arm. I'm going to hold on to John super tight so as I don't let that happen, okay? 1, 2, 3.
Right, so now he extends his hips.
Yeah,
See the fulcrum on the elbow.
Oh,
That's quite sick.
Guys happy? Try to take his back.
Be nice on
Are you coming in?
Yeah, you're going in.
Sorry, I thought you were coming in. Yeah, 6.
that's like you learn something like that.
I do understand that. I was like, once they're down.
Yeah, you usually do very well. Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then you're like,
Yeah. I was like, you just gotta.
Yeah, exactly. So you got to really try and just get that.
Corey, excuse me.
What's right?
Yeah. Send it to my mom.
Is that your pickup line or? Yeah. I'll throw you in.
I like this almost too much. It's a lot.
Squeeze him like, chunk it down onto that spot. You work strong ground, I do weigh a
Alright, so now we're going to do with the last.
Oh, Hamish. Oh.
We're going to do some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which is the ground fighting, and I'm going to jump straight to the really fun stuff. I was going to show you a little bit about guard. So guard is probably the most revolutionary thing about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which is ground fighting, which is the idea that you can fight up your back really well. Like if you get good at Jiu-Jitsu, like if I borrow one of my couple of these mats here, it's a freaky thing is these Brazilians figured out a way to fight like little monkeys off their back using their arms, their legs and everything. So they'll be down here, and you think they're in trouble, but they find little trips here, knock them over, come up on the top. They can do. You can see they'll be here, they'll start to convert onto this leg, and now I can start to break his leg. Right, you can be here, and they can start to throw strikes. So you come in here and you smother it so that they're too close to hit you effectively, right? And then you come back to sweeps again. Get back on the top, and then you start to smother them, make them uncomfortable. They can't breathe, and when they start to get tight, sit up, start to punch. So a lot of the ground fighting stuff is really interesting, and it's one of those things, if you've never experienced it before, it's really eye-opening, because you kind of think, oh, I'm just on the ground, I'll just get up. I'll just get up off the ground. Yeah. But no. Like, you watch how people get up, and they sit up. If someone's laying on your chest, I can't sit up, I can't get up. Okay, so I'm just going to turn over, and okay, this isn't good, but I'm just going to keep on getting up. Because of my neck, which is a problem, I'm just going to get up and... Show them the armbar you won that last fight. Whoop! Right, so if you know what you're doing on the ground, you can really tangle them up in your spider web and start to submit them. So, I'll start first with the submission, just to show how powerful this submission grappling can be. And then if we've got time, we'll show you a little bit of just the basics of the guard. So, the submission we're going to show you, I just want everyone just to fold their arms like this, right? And they'll take one hand out. So just that, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Like you now know the most deadly submission in Jiu-Jitsu. This is it. It's called a rear naked choke. Despite the name, you don't have to be naked when you do it. It's optional. I'll put it in there. You can do it anyway. It's called naked because there's no arm in there, so anytime you're choking someone without their arms in, it's a naked choke. If you're doing chokes with their arm in, then it's an arm in choke. Anyway, so it's here. This used to be called like the sleeper hold, and I thought it was a fake move that didn't work, but it works. They'll go to sleep after about 8 seconds, less if their heart's pumping and they're really going, they'll fall asleep. Right? You let go and they wake up again.
30 seconds to kill someone.
Yeah, so you see, if you watch UFC and stuff like that, you'll see this submission used every single event. It's the most powerful submission in Jiu-Jitsu. It's so powerful that you can get a tiny person, a tiny woman, a tiny whoever, like to latch this thing on to a huge dude, and it will still work. Right?
I've seen a video, it's quite funny.
Yeah.
There's like a young girl, maybe somebody's like 60.
Yeah.
Really using
Yeah. Look, I've had tiny women that I've trained with who they'll just like, they'll have some big rugby guy come into the gym and they're like, yeah, I guess I'll go easy on her, she'll be alright. And then she goes, whoop, round to the back, choke them, and then they're like, what happened? So, we're going to just start here with them in the sitting position because we're being nice, but you can do this from any time you can get behind them. So we're practicing getting behind there, we're also behind them when we put them down before. We're just going to sneak this hand up here, grab their shoulder, we're just going to fold our arms. I'm going to fold our arms, and this hand here is just behind his head here. Right? So my elbow's kind of lined up with his chin. And what I'm doing is I'm compressing these two carotid arteries here, forward and forward. If they're pressed, then blood isn't getting in or out of his brain. Right? So, yeah. So what our partner's going to do is when they feel it on and when they feel uncomfortable, they're just going to tap. As soon as they tap, we let go. Like, we've been playing around a bit, but don't play around with this. Like, if someone taps for anything, let them go. Like, this stuff is really quite dangerous. You can really hurt something, you can do brain damage, you can hold it up. You have to hold it on for a fair while. But, yeah, when they tap, let go. Like, if you go to sleep, none of us are going to go to sleep tonight. But, yeah, it's happened, you just wake up. I've had it happen, you just well close in, and you wake up again, it's all good. You go, where am I? You always had a guy who I choked him unconscious, and he woke up, and he was so confused, he had no idea where he was, and he goes, I just had a dream, that I was riding my motorbike, and then I thought I fell off and I woke up, and he was laying in the middle of the gym, had no idea. So you're here, and you're just going to squeeze. Sorry. Right, you don't even have to squeeze that hard, so you just sort of puff your chest out, bring your shoulders back, squeeze your biceps a bit. Right? And it is so strong, like this is both of my arms, this is all of my back and chest and shoulder muscles. It's incredibly strong. If anyone wants to feel it, I'm happy to put it on, but otherwise play with it with your partner. So you're just going to get them sitting, you're just going to put this here, hand in behind here. Right? Your partner's going to have his hand ready to tap. Yep, and then they're going to tap when they feel it on, and you're going to let go. Cool?
Tapping's super important. If you have somebody in an armbar or something like I had with John, and I don't respect him by tapping, this is a thing like me and John, we've been to each other's we are very, very close, and I think it's majority is because he gets my arm to a point where it's going to break, and I tap, and then he just lets me go, and we're sweet. If he was a dick, we wouldn't be friends because my arm was broken, and that would have been bad. So yeah, you've got to respect the tap. It's like a respecting in martial arts as well as like respecting your training partner, and you don't want to crank some dude and then him get you back, because that's 100% what's going to happen. Yeah. So tap, let go as soon as you can.
Cool. Any questions on that one? Here we go.
Okay, so
that's not pleasant.
Oh, Jesus. That's not pleasant. Are we ready to feel right? And that was like,
yes.
boom. I was like barely using it.
Go for it.
Yes, to bet on the choke train. Go, buddy.
More people that are tapping for
So you just go over and
That's the nice thing about this. This is in here.
So it's like I've got normal choke where I'm just squeezing down, maybe, you know what I mean? If I start to lean back.
Yeah, right, okay.
See how it's like
As soon as you start laying back. Yeah.
So
So that's why I'm already at like my hands.
Right, so just move very low.
And then I use like no strength. Sometimes when you feel something
So I'm just stopping doing that. I'm gonna hook this sucker in here. So now he can't.
Yeah. And so he's down.
Now I come up. And you want to see a funky trick too? If you've got their ankle, so just stand up.
Yeah, they roll.
Stand up. Question 2, show us the monkey on the back move, which is a very good question. There's the one Ryan was doing before, you want to show it? Okay, so there's like this position in Jiu-Jitsu they call back control, where you basically get on their back and you put your hooks in and you grab here. So you can do it standing, or you can be here, I put him down, and I just latch on here. Right? Like I've latched on so much, I keep my weight over here so he doesn't have good balance. And I can start to grab my choke in here. Right? I've already grabbed it in the transition. Right? So this is such a strong position. Like to the point where, so you know how Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is part of MMA, it's also a sport in its own right. And if you get to this back control position, you get heaps of points because of how strong it is. Like you're very likely to win. So you just stuff in these two, because that stops him turning left and right. So if he turns right, yeah, I follow him. Right, he turns left, he can go all the way through, like I can follow all the way. Right, you grab on two of these, let's put a slip little grip. Right, so I'm just attached, I'm just like a whip. And then whenever I feel it, whenever I feel that chin's open, boom, boom. Yeah. Right, so you can do it standing, you can do it when you've thrown them down and they're trying to get up. You just jump on their back and put on your cheek.
You can't tap, say tap.
Yeah, you can't tap your hands. Yeah. Any other questions? Throw them all at us. We talk about this all day anyway, so.
Can you do another aerial takedown?
Like a takedown?
I will volunteer.
Yeah, what's the most impressive one?
Suplex.
Yeah, you want to show the cross there? Yeah. One of Ryan's favourites.
So we can do, this is like a linked technique. So I can grab like a single leg. Another way that we take people down is we can just grab their leg. So he's standing on one leg. What I'll do often is run the pipe and I take him down and he falls and then I can whack him. But what's going to happen is we don't disperse people that are just trying to fall down. So what's going to happen is as I start to run the pipe, he hops. As he hops, I stick my hand between his legs and I go up in the air. Drop him. So what happens with this is, the reason why this works, I enter and my back's kind of bent. As I try to run the pipe, his legs got to come closer to me, which brings my hips underneath him, which means that I'm in a strong deadlift position.
Yeah, good sport. What do you guys prefer? You prefer striking or grappling?
We're grappling. Like John's a black roll on the ground, by the way.
Yeah.
We're grapplers.
Yeah. Yeah, we love this stuff. Like we could easily do 100 hours on just grappling, different grappling techniques. And like I'll show you a few submissions because they're fun.
Yes.
I'll take you through like the main ones, right? So there's chokes, right? There's a rear naked choke. There's a guillotine, which is like a front choke here. There's an arm triangle, which is where I get his arm, I push it into one side of his neck, and I push my arms into the other. There are arm locks, right, where I'm laying on top of him, and here, I bend this, I'm breaking his shoulder here. So see him tapping? I can do it the other way. Here, breaking the shoulder here. Like if I want to break the elbow, I come into those arm bars that Ryan was talking about, pushing my hips up through his elbow, breaking the elbow. I can break his wrist with wrist blocks. You can fold it here to warm. Very painful. You can omoplata, shoulder lock with the legs. Lean up over it, break the shoulder. You've got leg locks as well, so the old straight foot lock is grabbing the leg, putting him down, extending through his ankle, try to break the ankle. Yeah? The deceptively deadly move is called a heel hook. You grab the heel here, load up this, loads up all the tendon in this leg. That's a knee reconstruction if you do this well. Very much, it's banned in most jiu-jitsu competitions, it's legal in MMA. The first heel hook, same thing. I'm grabbing here, I'm making an Allen key out of his foot and just exploding his knee. Disgusting move. Knee bar, which we showed before, is kind of like the armbar. I'm pushing my hips through his knee, breaking the knee joint here. Toe hold, grabbing a little Kimura kind of grip on his toes here, pushing in towards his bum, breaking his ankle. What else have I missed? Oh, you can choke with your legs too. Down here, oh, we didn't expect this. Now pushing his shoulder into his neck and my leg into the other side here. Triangle choke is called. Very popular one in MMA. Any ones I've missed? No, that's a good summary of like the main submissions you see. Yeah.
Can you spar for us? Just do some groundwork.
Yeah. Oh, this is quick, Gillett. Let's get behind me.
Now again!
Trying to explode my knee.
How do you decide who wins? Is it the first one to stand up?
First one to tap. No, it's whoever taps. Oh, so he's looking at John here. So there's this constant movement. So you might not even have seen there. There was a few different submissions and rises taps, and we just kept going because we're so used to it. In a match, I would win and it would stop, or he would win and it would stop. Again. Oh, it's like a chore. Back.
Come on, you can get it. Get the black belt.
If you defeat him, you
Oh, the triangle.
I just want to go out of your car.
It's like an upside down version twister.
Is this in the Olympics? Because I might actually watch it.
What place?
Who gets that? Rory?
Oh yeah, who did you get that?
Rock
Rockhold, yeah.
Yeah.
Rockhold, reverse triangle off the single. Beautiful.
That's what you do when you do jiu-jitsu. You just watch all the best guys, you steal all their moves, and you practice them against your friends.
And then yeah, and see like me and John, we tap, we laugh. It's like not who wins or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a great sport. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Love it.
Any other questions?
That's so cool. Thanks so much for teaching us stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, it was awesome, so much fun.
Yeah, thank you for having us along. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So is there any last takedowns that you can show us? Easy.
Well, it's one of my favourites. It's not as flashy, it's not a big throwy one.
Yeah.
But it's sneaky. It's like you hear it, you just sneak this leg inside. A little inside trip.
So you took the leg back through.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Sneak in here if I can. I'll get him to step on that front leg. Boom. Bah.
Oof. Yeah. No. Okay. From the same.
That's it.
Yeah. Cool.
That was a lot of
Sounds
fun.
lovely to meet you all.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.